and I have worked in different projects related to data warehouses, Snowflake and Azure, in different government section projects, and also specialized in different data concepts, data visualization, and solutions. So as I discussed, I assisted different clients and consultants for the US, India, Costa Rica, and the UK location. Currently, I'm working with the government projects on the state and federal side in the US and providing solution, estimation, pricing, technical things to my government clients, right? So this is something about me, and now we can start exactly without waiting more time. So guys, here Microsoft Azure is a cloud computing platform with an ever-expanding set of services to help you build solution to meet your business needs. So first we can cover these bullet points and then I'll explain step by step what exactly is the purpose of Azure and how we can utilize our data platform in the Azure to gain more insights on the data. So it provides a wealth of cloud-based services like remote storage, database hosting, and centralized account management. Azure platform is frequently used for backup and disaster recovery. Many organizations use Azure for archival storage in order to meet their long-term data retention or disaster recovery requirements. It reduces cost and complexity with a highly secure cloud foundation managed by Microsoft. It uses multi-layered built-in security controls and unique threat intelligence from Azure to help identify and protect against rapidly evolving threats. So let's start from the scratch. So guys, cloud computing is the backbone today for multiple services in information technology. And we have different kind of cloud computing platform available, as you know, guys, right? And today our focus is on what Microsoft Azure. Okay. So Microsoft Azure basically provides multiple services. I would say more than 600 services in different categories. Like it can be data, it can be website, it can be mobile services, it can be application services, it can be, I would say, virtualization. It also provides services related to deployment of the website, right? So different services are available. Even basically, we are able to create a complete network with the help of different kind of servers, virtual servers in the Azure. So it's not possible basically for everybody to work on every single service. It totally depends upon the job profile, right? So I believe there might be some audience over here who have a background in, let's say, suppose mobile development, right? There might be some of audience who have a background on networking and infrastructure management, right? There might be some of the audience over here who basically have background in data. They are more proficient in database handling, right? Data warehouse handling and every single thing. So guys, it totally depends upon the job profile and we can pick up the right set of services to make our career in Azure, right? So if I talk about me, basically guys, I always work in data and business intelligence, right? Even before I'm talking about the Azure basically was introduced in 2008, but it majorly came to the picture after 2011 and 12, right? So before that, even data was very popular. We were utilizing data warehouses on premises, database on premises to store data, right? So I have a background always in databases with the help of different databases like say Oracle. I'm Oracle certified also. I work also a lot in SQL Server projects. So data was my core concepts. So when basically I came to the Azure cloud computing platform, I took data section our data services in Azure to build basically, I would say, more confidence and taking more projects over there and building my career, right? So guys, this session that we are going to take is mainly more on what data side, okay? So nobody can make a complete career in Azure. So nobody can learn 600 services, right? These are basically kind of services which basically depends upon what job profile you are having. So currently our focus is what? Data services, okay? So as you can see in the second bullet point, it provides a wealth of cloud-based services like remote storage, database hosting, and centralized account management. Okay. So Microsoft Azure platform is frequently used for backup and disaster recovery. So again, if I'm talking about, let's suppose we had to make a data warehouse platform in Azure. Okay. And we want to make sure that because of any XYZ issue, I want to make my replication strategy in a proper manner. I want to create a backup in a proper manner, right, in multiple location. So we basically can utilize it for what? Disaster recovery also. So we have different methods available. I will let you know sometime what methods we can utilize to make sure my data is having long-term retention and stored in different locations around the data centers of Azure. Okay. It reduces cost and complexity with a highly secure cloud foundation managed by Microsoft. So guys, Microsoft has multiple data centers around the world. Okay. And you can find Microsoft data center in every single continent over here. So US definitely have most number of data centers, but we have also data centers in South America. We also have data centers in Asia, like Asian countries like India, China, Korea, and Japan. Right? We also have data centers in Australia and New Zealand. We also have data centers in South Africa. So Microsoft basically have managed this chain of data centers to make sure whoever is using their services, data services, web services, e-commerce services, whatever services they're using, they do not need to basically store the information or deploy the app only in the US data center, right? So let's say suppose if I am having a business house and I want to deploy any data or any verification, I would not basically select this data center, right? So if I'm in India or suppose I'm in China, I will select the data center which are in that location. Okay. So it uses multi-layered built-in security control and unique threat intelligence from Azure to help identify and protect against rapidly evolving threats. Okay. So Azure provides solution for all the industries through proven combination of cloud products and services, and it delivers unparalleled developer productivity, right? So how it improve the productivity? That's a very important question, that's right. So suppose again, if I'm going back, let's say 15 years back, I would be utilizing multiple things in on-premises. I would be having on-premise server, right, on-premise databases, on-premise network. That required a very huge investment on the maintenance sector, right? That required a huge maintenance and backup and recovery activities, right? So with the help of that, we have to think a lot about what maintenance activity. So with the help of Azure or I would say any cloud computing platform, how it the ease of work for the company guys that you are not required to worry a lot about the maintenance activities because everything, infrastructure, platform, solution, everything is in data centers, which is managed in a proper manner. Azure provides different SLAs, service level agreement, and it makes sure that you are able to access the information, data, and application 24/7, right? In that particular case, a developer can completely focus on development work rather than basically we have entire team who's worrying about the maintenance activities, right? So in that way, basically we are able to provide more productivity for the companies, for the organization. On other hand, they can completely focus on development and I would say on the quality of work rather than basically we are worrying about what maintenance and these kind of activities. Okay. So this is the basic services and basic things about the Azure, but as I discussed with you, Azure provides multiple services, right? So today we will focus on what? Data services. Again, we have a huge number of data services available in Azure. So I can also guide you to the certification link in some time. That will be helping you to understand that which data services are available and how we can proceed with our career, right? So today I'm going to let you know about the data fundamental. This is again a certification exam in Microsoft Azure that will be helping you to build your career and starting to work on databases, basic database concepts with the power of Azure. Okay. So Azure is commonly used as a platform for hosting databases in the cloud, right? So guys, whatever database we were utilizing on premises earlier, like as SQL Server, because that's the most popular database for Microsoft, right? And in 2003 and 2004, we also starting to get the concept of data warehouses, right? So what's the difference? Database basically is more on the OLTP operation, which contain transactional processing, insert, update, and daily operation, right? Okay. On other hand, guys, at a similar amount of time, if I'm talking about in the similar era, like 2003, 2004, early 2000, there different kind of organizations were there, right? And they were getting computerized. Okay. So at that moment of time, every single organization started to get or started to generate a huge amount of data, right? Whatever transactions we are doing, whatever billing we are paying, right? Whatever things we are doing, every single activity. Just take a simple example of phone, mobile phone, right? So if you are using a mobile phone, if I'm doing different kind of calls in a particular day, it also generated data, right? How many calls I had done, what was the duration, to whom I made the call, what was my location. So if I want to get a statistics at the end of the month that, hey, at what location I did this kind of calls, at what location I done that kind of call, I can get it, right? So at that moment of time, different kind of organization wanted to analyze that data to get more better statistics, whether it is about sales, whether it is about manufacturing, whether it's about the supply chain, whether it's about the banking or any other operation. It was helping these industries to understand the data, getting some trends, and based on taking some decision, right? So data warehouse became very popular again at that moment of time, which is called OLAP operation, that's online analytical processing. So if I'm talking about these two concepts, database and data warehouse, they basically became the backbone of every industry. Every industry wanted to have an OLAP system to understand what exactly customer is doing. They want to understand the statistics, and based on that, they want to provide solution or generated whatever trends is generated by their data warehouse. They want to understand it, explore it, and want to take the better decision, right? So definitely these data warehouses and database wanted what? A huge maintenance activities because data is a very important component of every organization, right? So we want to make sure that hey, at any moment, if my data is basically stored in a database and that stopped working suddenly, do I have a backup database? Right. Okay. Or what happens when we work that I'm working on a particular data warehouse concept for any analytical processing? Am I performing all the application activities in our data warehouses, right? So it required multiple servers parallelly on premises that was requiring different maintenance activities, backups, recovery, application, and other things, right? Okay. So when Azure and different cloud computing platform came into the picture, the first problem that they solved is what? That hey, you provide us the information, data, and every single thing. We will take care of it. You don't have to worry about maintenance. We will make sure data is available 24/7 to the customer and client, right? Okay. So it offers serverless relational databases like Azure SQL database and Azure Synapse, right? So guys, Azure SQL database is an OLTP operational database in cloud, which provide you a service where we don't have to worry a lot about the servers infrastructure like that we have to do on premises. And they provide for more service what Azure Synapse. So, I'm sorry. So Azure Synapse basically is a serverless architecture for providing data warehouse services, right? Although Microsoft made different modification time to time in Azure Synapse for the last, I would say, 4 to 5 years. Initially, it was known as Azure Dedicated Warehouse, but they have changed the name to Azure Synapse, which provide dedicated server pool and serverless architecture for managing the data. Again, they are like advanced concepts, how we can utilize the data inside Azure. Okay. So these two building blocks, which one is utilized for the OLTP operation, and second one utilized for what? OLAP operation, became very popular in Microsoft list. So Microsoft handles all the patching and updating of the SQL code based seamlessly and abstracts away all management of the underlying infrastructure. So guys, as we discussed, if I'm working on a particular warehouse on premises, right? Okay, we have to hire a team who is going to manage different kind of activities on premises. They have to basically make sure that server is 24/7 available, okay? And different things that can be creating a problem on premises has to be properly managed because end client customer they want data every minute, right? Day, night, morning, 18, 24/7. So Microsoft says that I'll be handling all the patching. Patching in the sense we know that sometimes you get a bug that is getting patched by the Microsoft code and other companies, right? Okay. So all these things are handled in a proper manner. And best thing is what these things are not even visible to the end client. Just for example, if I'm using a database from Azure at my end as an individual or as a company organization, right? I don't have to worry even how the things are going to be happening for the patching, for the upgrading, for the recovery, for the backup. No, I don't have to worry. These things are handled internally by the Microsoft data centers. So in Microsoft data centers, they have different engineers who basically make sure all the machines in data centers are properly working, they are performing proper backups, and for what Microsoft charge from us, right? So they basically give you complete statistics about database and data warehouses. How many times it is utilized, how many users are utilizing it, right? Do we need any small compute size? For example, as an individual, let's suppose I'm an individual, right? So I need to work in a very small company with 4 or 5 users. I know my data size is not more than 10 to 20 GB, right? I don't have any exponential growth plan in the next 3 to 4 years. So I can basically ask Microsoft Azure, hey, can you provide database as per my requirement? So they can provide the database with let's say about 40 to 50 GB of size, who can basically which can be basically handled by only 4 to 5 client parallel, right? Okay, which provide that number of backups, so that number of particular number of application. So based on that, they provide you billing something. Hey, you have to pay, let's suppose $5 per month for this particular statistics. Now, if I compare, let's suppose a very little bit big organization, we have 100, 200 consultants who work in my company, right? Okay. And they have to parallelly access database for any collaboration, querying the data, right? Okay. I have the requirement of 100 GB to 300 GB to 500 GB requirement, something like this, right? So in that particular case, they can again provide some statistics here. For this kind of requirement, you will, let's suppose, $100 per month, right? Okay. So best thing is what we can select the compute size based on the company requirement, based on the individual requirement, and we can start working on, right? So as a company organizational executive, I can only focus on activities, how to inform, update my data, how to insert my data, how to manage my data. But I don't have to worry about data backups, recoveries, right? How they store in multiple places, how to make sure that I'm getting my data 24/7, right? All these things are abstracted from, right? That things are managed in what? Microsoft data centers. So next important thing is what data migration. So this is again a very important concept because let us suppose you spoke to one consultant who basically is IT consultant and he proposed an Azure architecture for very older infrastructure of your company. Right? So let's suppose my company had a very older infrastructure since let's suppose 2012, 2013. I was working perfectly fine, having with the infrastructure, but now I'm not uh, satisfied because of what I am having more better requirement for the future. I am putting more investment on infrastructure, right? I need to get more better architecture in terms of scalability, elasticity. So IT consultant will propose, hey, why don't you move towards the cloud, right? So he can propose me, let's suppose, hey, let's suppose you can go for Azure SQL database in Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing platform. So suppose on premises, I have some data stored in even SQL Server, but it's not always SQL Server, right? So there might be one company who have data in Oracle database, right? There might be one company or organization they don't have data in Oracle, but they have MySQL or PostgreSQL or MongoDB, which is basically unstructured. So in that particular case, if I'm deciding to move towards cloud computing platform, I need to migrate my data or the database from on-premise system to what? To the cloud, right? So this is for what data migration. Okay. So importing and migrating bulk data from on-premise databases to Azure SQL database has never been easy, right? So guys, we have different services available from Microsoft. So I can propose you to like suppose ETL to SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services. So initially SQL Server as integration services was completely on-premise stream that was able to utilize ETL location, but later on when Azure came to the picture, Microsoft also added some link services and connection option in what SSIS. So SSIS can also connect to what? Azure. Right? Then we have data factory services, ADF, which is very popular, ELT tool or ETL tool, whatever you want to say. That also help you to migrate your data from on-premise system to the cloud, right? So sometimes what happens is not only migration, right? Migration is just copying the data or transferring data. But when you want to transfer data, let's say suppose you tell me one requirement, hey Nitin, I have two tables. I have to first perform join operation between the two tables, or I want to append these two tables, and then I want to store data in the Azure SQL database, right? Or suppose one of the client or customer told me, hey Nitin, I have a table which contains let's say suppose first name, last name column, and I want to merge these two columns into a one column and then want to store it, right? So you might come with different transformational requirement. Now they have a third client. They told me that I am storing data in Microsoft Excel. Now this Excel contains some data validation mistakes. So email is not in the correct format, right? There might be a possibility. I have let's say 50,000 cost in Excel sheet, and some of the email format is not correct in a proper manner. I want to, let's suppose, put some kind of delimiters in a particular column as per the client requirement. So guys, it's not only about the migration, but these two like SSIS, Data Factory, help you to first transform data as per the client requirement. And after performing transformation, we can put data inside the Azure SQL database, right? Okay. So Data Factory provides you different services, and apart from that, it provides you custom code that we can utilize with the help of C#, Python, Java to write the code as per requirement to perform transformation and then put in data inside the cloud, right? So yes, if you have good knowledge on some programming languages like Python or C# or something like this, you are able to control the data much better as per the requirement rather than you are just focused on what built-in activity over here, right? So these things depends upon your knowledge, these things depends upon what you want to learn and transform the data as per the requirement. Next is what? Performance. So guys, if I talk about the performance, again, this is very important because everybody wants a best performance. Every organization wants best performance, right, on the database side. Just think about a situation that you have a front-end application in mobile and you open a mobile app for the bank. You put your ideal password. So guys, your ideal password is going to be validated and data is stored in, let's suppose, Azure or AWS or any cloud platform for that particular bank. And it took, let's suppose, 6 seconds to log in, right? Okay, that's fine. After login, I want to get a transaction summary report of my bank account. And again, if I'm putting a date range, for example, 1st of March 25 to 31st March 25, and I want to generate a transaction summary, it took 20 seconds, 30 seconds, right? So guys, if it's always going to be happen, it will create what? Some kind of problem for the customer also and also for the client because customer will be dissatisfied. So if I'm having any database in Azure, I want to make sure my client is not having any issue on the performance side. Whenever they are querying the data, they should be having the minimum time, they should be having facing a minimum time to get the information and not basically delaying it, right? Okay. So performance is a very important critical factor for database and data analysis, right? So SQL database delivers I would say predictable performance at multiple service level that provides dynamic scalability with no downtime. Okay. So guys, whenever we basically work in the cloud computing environment, we have a role called data architect. Data architect is a person who basically takes care of making the schema, relationship, and every single thing in the Azure. Apart from that, he is also responsible for providing a good compute size for the client, right? Let's say suppose I give you an example. There's a mid-sized company who have 200 consultants or 300 consultants, and they have a near about, let's suppose, 100 GB of data. So when you're going to start performing data migration and providing better plan for them, We can have some meetings with them. We can understand their current architecture pain points. Apart from that, guys, we can also ask them their future plans, right? Okay. So let's suppose this organization is since 20 years and they did not get a better growth. But right now they are having more contacts and they are saying, hey, we are going to open a new office in the near future, something like this, right? And we have a plan to double our employees in coming 5 years, something like this. So guys, we can see what statistics they are having about their growth plan, okay? And based on that, we can propose them what a proper compute size. Now, let's suppose if I'm working in on-premise architecture, like local architecture. So I propose then, let's suppose I will server with, let's suppose 50 GB of RAM, right? Or that number of hard disk or something like this. But there might be possibility they got exponential growth in the next couple of years. So this current server infrastructure might need to be upgraded in next couple of years. So this situation is properly handled by the cloud in a proper manner. So guys, in Azure, let's suppose today I'm going to create a server that can handle only 200 consultants, that can handle only 100 GB of data, right? Now, the good thing in the Azure is what we are able to scale up the architecture or scale down the architecture without any problem, right? Let us suppose, just for example, they have got exponential growth in the next 3 months, and their employee got doubled, the data got quadrupled, right? Something like this. So guys, I can simply log into Azure, go to a particular section, and I'm able to stretch the size from 100 GB to let's suppose 500 GB as per the data size, right? Initially, I dedicated only one CPU, so I can dedicate 4 CPU now for getting the better performance, right? So guys, all these compute size can be handled in a proper manner in the Azure. And within seconds, it will give you the reflection of the improved performance. And this is very easy to do, right? And it's not always about the increasing their compute size. Let's say suppose uh, we got a situation in 2020 COVID situation, right? So coronavirus, because of that situation, there are different business houses which got lost, right? The customer got reduced. So let's just suppose we have a similar industry where we don't have so much customer available right now. So in that particular case, guys, I can simply again log into Azure. Let's suppose my CPU is number of CPUs are 4, and we are dedicating, let's say, that number of hard disk to my client. So I can simply reduce it to what as per my requirement. You know what? This is for what? Elasticity. So it's not about scaling up the size. So you are able to scale up the size, scale down the size as per the requirement. And based on that, you have to pay the bill to your Azure services on the monthly basis. So let's suppose initially when I was paying $100 bill per month for my services, if I'm reducing the size and other thing, there might be possibility I can pay $25, right? Again, suppose next month we have got more requirements, something like this. I can again log into Azure and I can increase the size of this compute size, and based on that, my billing cycle will be changed. So guys, performance, if I'm talking about, it also give you a dashboard. Based on that, it shows you the complete statistics about the utilization of the database. So I can also basically having an idea after watching the dashboard that how much my database is utilized per hour, per week, per month. And based on that, I can take better decision for the future, right? So it provides built-in intelligent optimization, global scalability and availability, and advanced security option that makes sure that without any issue or problem, I am able to utilize my database or data warehouse intelligently. It gives you different performance levels for different needs and enable databases to be pooled to maximize the use of resource and save money. So guys, again, on technical note, we have a concept of database pooling, right, in the cloud. So you are able to pool multiple databases, 2 or 3 or 4 multiple databases to be pooled. And I want to make sure that this pooling will be utilizing a group of resources for compute size, and I'm getting the maximum utilization to save the money. So how does pooling work? Again, that's a different question, but it also uses the same concept to basically save the world, right? So again, different things are available. Compute size are different types. How many servers, resources, in terms of RAM, in terms of hard disk, in terms of processor you want to allocate. If you want to allocate in them as a complete pool, or you want to allocate them individually, how the billing cycle will be changed based on that. So all these things are available in that Azure SQL environment in the Azure cloud. Okay. Um, we have different data services available in Azure, so we can discuss on it right now. So Azure SQL Server basically is platform as service architecture that will be helping you to create a server with minimum, I would say, infrastructure management activities which are utilized on premises. Okay. Azure SQL database, if you want to implement an OLTP operational database in Azure, please go on database, Azure SQL database. So, whatever transactional activity you want to make happen, it can be utilized in that way. And we'll make sure that you are getting minimum downtime. You have got maximum productivity. You have to worry about minimum on the maintenance side, right? Okay. And then we have the Synapse architecture. So guys, if somebody has the requirement of data warehouse concepts, which is basically utilized in different supply chain, marketing, finance, banking, I would say every industry uses data warehouses, right? So if you want to store a warehouse in the cloud, we have the Synapse architecture over here that provides you the capability of analyzing the data. And we can connect this Synapse later on to Tableau or Power BI, which can be utilized to generate reports and dashboards from the data. And these dashboards, KPIs will be helping the client to take better decision based on data changes in the data analysis. Okay. So these are some different services that we can utilize. Then we have Data Factory. Data Factory, as I discussed, it will be utilized for migrating data from one place to another. It can be on-premise to cloud, or even if I want to make changes from cloud to cloud, it can also be helping you to transfer data with some transformational activities and custom solutions like Python, Java, and C#. Now let us talk about the certification. Right. So guys, Microsoft provide different certification itself on data center. So how can we start on it, right? So that might be a confusing question in front of us. Hey, it is much better that shall we start from what? A database, let's say SQL database, shall we start from any other DBA concept? No. So guys, I think we should be having clarity on this part. And if you want to build a career on cloud computing database side in Azure, so we can start with which fundamental guys? Data fundamental examination. Okay. So Microsoft Azure Data Fundamental basically have different categories. So first is the core data concepts. So guys, these are the basic concepts that we know. For example, what is schema, right? What is normalization? Okay. Data modeling, relationship, cardinality, right? Okay. So that thing basically you should be having a complete idea of schemas. Okay. Then we have relational data concepts. So relational data concepts comes with the help of different operation that we perform with joins, right? Relational algebra concept that apply to the SQL Server or other databases. Then we have the non-relational data concepts. How to handle non-relational data? For example, data is not in row column format. Suppose I give you an XML file, right? So, guys, if you know about the XML, extensible markup language, it is not in the row column format, right? It has a hierarchical architecture, like tree, then subtree, then more branches, something like this. Similarly, if I give you JSON data, JavaScript object notation, this is not a structured data, like row in column format. So how do you handle this kind of data? Okay. And finally, we have data analytic concepts that help you to understand if we have data stored, how to understand this data and provide you the answers so the client can take the better decision, right? So guys, sorry. Data Fundamental Learning Path Series can help you prepare for exam DP 900, Microsoft Azure Data Fundamentals. So this exam includes these knowledge domain areas. Okay. And there's a hyperlink, if you just click on it, so it will be better. We can put it. Just a second. Please. No. This one. So guys, here you can see I utilized some filters on Azure and on the data engineering side, right? So guys, you can see some certification over here, data engineering associate, machine learning model with Azure machine learning, right? Azure SQL database, migrates. So that's a migration one, right? Then for AI one, there's the fundamental one, that's for the beginner. So if I click on this particular certification, you can see, you can find all the information available for this particular exam. Okay? And what is required and same for category, core data concepts, relational concepts, non-relational concepts, and what data analytics. So we, as a part of CCS Learning Academy, will be helping you to prepare for this examination to make sure that you are able to make it clear in one go without any problem and getting all the knowledge that will be helping you to prepare on database side in Azure. And apart from that, we can also provide you your learning path for the future. That after that, where you want to, right? You want to become a DBA, you want to be more expert on the machine learning side, you want to become more expert on business intelligence and analytics, right? Okay. So what exactly you achieve, okay? Once you are certified, right? So guys, if you get a certification and put the certification on your resume, that makes your resume more heavier, more, I would say, uh, pickier by your recruiter, right? Okay. Apart from that, obviously you'll be more confident because you clear the certification after getting your training, so you'll be more knowledgeable. Okay. As I discussed, it will boost your career potential. So if you put your resume to job portals and recruiters are see that yes, you are certified, right? So obviously data fundamental is a very basic paper, but again, after getting this data fundamental, if you are more interested, we can have you certified in advanced certification of Azure on data side, like business intelligence, associate or some other papers. So this will be highlight your expertise, right? Yes, I am certified. I can handle the data inside the cloud. I can migrate data from different sources into the cloud. I can transform data with the help of data factory, right? I can customize the code with the help of, let's say, Python or C Sharp in the Azure, right? So all these things will be helping you to get more to be more expertise from your side and build the credibility. Okay. High earning potential, obviously. So as you can see that a normal thing that we have picked up from job statics for the normal salaries or average salaries that get data scientist, data engineer, or data analyst on yearly basis, right? Okay. Improve security. Obviously, guys, that data which is in the cloud is more secure and properly managed by the cloud. It makes sure my data is not stored in a single place, right? Data is stored in different places. Apart from that, if you give a premium certification on data side, it will be securing your position in different companies and making sure that yes, you are promoted as per your certification plans, right? So again, we have different job roles available. Uh, as I told you, somebody wants to become a DBA. I would say it's a data architect position where I want to become um, completely focused on architecture side of data. I want to make sure how to keep the container size, how to handle security, how to handle the network inside the Azure cloud for databases, right? If I'm talking about the Azure data engineer, it is more focused on data migration, data transformation, ETL activities, okay? But yes, for this position, you should be having excellent knowledge in databases, Oracle, SQL Server, any database, right? But having good knowledge on that. Data scientist. The data scientist will be helping in Azure cognitive services for predictive modeling and other stuff. Data analyst basically will be helping you to secure a position on the analyst side, where you are able to see and go in depth in the data to find out the trends and patterns. And AI engineers, how we can utilize the machine, again, artificial intelligence. So Microsoft also is using Copilot activity. That is one part, but again, how can I use my AI skills to utilize and predict better information from the data? Right? So these are some of the job roles, but again, we have multiple kind of job roles as per segmentation. Okay. So here you can see two things over here. Ultimately, what problem organization face. So guys, let me tell you, I'm working on some government projects, state side in the US. And we get a very common requirement from different vendors. There are some schools, there are some health organization, there are some transit company, and they had their architecture 10 to 15 years old, which was having data on premises, data was scattered in different data sources. They were not having a centralized data to basically pick up the data for analysis. So guys, situation still is the same, right? So that is why this organization now understood it. We have to find a solution to that. We can find a scalable solution for the future without worrying about the maintenance, without worrying about the on-premise infrastructure. So guys, what are the common problem these companies used to face who have the on-premise architecture? What hardware failure, right? Okay. Scalability. I want to make sure my data can be scaled up at any moment without any downtime of my current system, right? Resource fluctuation. I like to give an example of COVID situation. So it's not about the data scale up. Is it possible to scale down my requirement so I can control my billing cycle? Yes, right? And maintenance. I do not have to worry about the maintenance. I just want to make sure my data is available to my client 24 by 7. But how it is managed, how you are going to perform the backup, how you're going to perform recovery, it should not be my burden, right? So, guys, what is the answer? Replication, right? So, whenever you create any database, guys, or any storage account in the Azure, it creates by default 3 copies in the same data set. Okay. So, let's say on a particular moment of time, that primary machine stopped working because of any XY reason, automatically that request will be transferred to second machine in the same data set. So client will still be getting the data, but from second copy of the data in different machine without any problem. Again, this is not visible to my end client. He will be keep getting information, right? If I want to make it more better, the application, I can select a second plan, which can make it costlier, but it is what I can store my data not in a single data center. Let's suppose I stored 1 copy of my data in my East US data center, but I want to create multiple copies in West US data center. What's the advantage? Let's say because of any situation, the whole East US location data center stopped working. So I will still getting my copy there from the West US data center, right? So guys, we can pick up the plan as per the requirement. Yeah, it can be a little costlier, but it makes sure that I will be meeting my SLAs, right? Okay. So guys, this bridge that you can see can be mapped, can be filled, can be covered with the help of what? SEO. I'm getting replication, I'm getting elasticity means I can control the data size, compute size. I can scale up the size, I can scale down the size, right? And I'll be getting what? Unlimited storage that can handle my future amount of data in the case of exponential growth, right? So solution is Azure Data Services. So first, data security, definitely. Unlimited storage, as discussed. You ask for the storage, it will be given to you based on your plan, based on the requirement. Low maintenance. I can focus completely on development activities. I don't need to focus on what maintenance activities, right? Improve collaboration. So guys, suppose I'm sitting in Costa Rica, one of my clients or my colleague is in India, some of my colleagues are in US, right? And we are working on a project, related to data. So basically, with the help of, I would say Azure, we are able to log into same database from multiple location, work in a proper project. Let's say Power BI or Azure SQL database. So it provides you better collaboration. Okay? Backup and restore data. So as discussed, it gives you multiple copies of data at different data centers, in a single data centers or across data centers, I would say in different region, right? Okay. So this is something about the fundamentals of Azure Data Services. And as I told you that it's a beginning, but yes, based on your plan, based on your approach, you can start from here. Clear the certification, CCS Learning Academy is always with you. And once you are going to clear your data fundamental certification, that will give you a roadmap for the future in which direction you want to use and will be helping you to plan the next certification. This is something from my side. I hope you basically have all the doubts clear in your mind. But still, if you have any question, you are most welcome to ask. Rajvi, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Nitin, for the great presentation and your valuable information. Now I request to the audience, please pop in your questions. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Our instructor, Nitin, will answer all your questions. Nitin, let me see if we got any question.
Yes, please.
No questions yet. Okay, we will give few more minutes. Let us know if anyone have any question. I think we are done up with the question. If anyone have any question, you can reach us on the email. We will reach you back with all the details. Thank you, Nitin. We have done up with the questions. And again, thank you for your time today. I have a special offer announcement. We are running a special offer on Azure Data Fundamental program and also on few more courses. This is the industry's ever big discount. It is the premium discount. To know more, you can visit on our website. Me and my team will also send you the email. You can reply us back. If in case you have any friend or colleague looking for the training, you can also suggest them. I have also added my LinkedIn profile and company details. If anyone want to know more, can connect with me directly. So when it comes on upskilling and reskilling, CCS Learning Academy is designed to be your organization's secret weapon. Our network of talented and passionate professional instructors are ready and waiting to work directly with you and your team. If you are new to IT or seasoned professional, we offer a wide range of courses for your needs. If you need more information, please contact us. On behalf of CCS and our instructor Nitin, we would like to thank you for your attention on this important training session today. Hope you enjoyed the session. Looking forward to you all for joining our future webinars. Stay safe out there. Thank you very much.